Court will now call case numbers 5951 and 5952, both the State of Texas versus Abel Flores Jr. Is the state ready to proceed?
State's ready to proceed under both.
And is defense ready to proceed?
We're ready, Your Honor.
And sir, for the record, are you Abel Flores Jr.?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, Mr. Flores, in case number 5951, are you the same Abel Flores that previously pled guilty to the offense of possession of a controlled substance in penalty group 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, sir, that is a state jail felony. At the time you pled guilty, you would have been admonished by the court that you were being placed on deferred adjudication, but you had to follow all of the terms and conditions of probation. Do you recall that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And Mr. Flores, are you the same Abel Flores that previously pled guilty in case number 5952 to the offense of possession of a controlled substance in penalty group 1?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, and that is a third-degree felony. And again, at the time you were placed on deferred adjudication, do you recall the judge saying you'd be placed on probation, but you had to follow all of probation's rules?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
Okay, Mr. Flores, the state is alleging that you failed to follow the terms and conditions of probation. In both of these cases, the state is alleging that you failed to abstain from marijuana on January 1st, 2023, that you failed to inform your probation officer within 5 days after you changed your address. You failed to report to Potter County for courtesy supervision for the months of August and September of 2021. You failed to report to your probation officer here in the 69th District for the months of August, September, October, November, and December of 2021, January, September, October, November, and December of 22, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December of 2023, and January of 2024.
That is correct.
I've got one more, sir. The state's also alleging that you failed to make payments to your probation officer for the months of August, September, October, November, and December of 2021, January, September, October, November, December of 2022, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December of 23, and January of 24. But Mr. Flores, to the state's allegations, do you plead true or not?
That is true, Your Honor. Yes, true.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Flores. Mr. Cook, Mr. Flores has pled true to the state's allegations. Is there a plea agreement in this case?
There is, Your Honor. In exchange for the defendant's plea of true to the state's allegations under 5951, the state has agreed to recommend to the court that his deferred adjudication be adjudicated and that he be revoked and sentenced to a period of confinement of 16 months with the State Jail Division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, and pay any fines owed and still outstanding, as well as the state would note that this is to run concurrent with the other costs pending before the court today. Finally, I would note that under this cause number, the defendant has earned jail time credit of 425 days. With respect to cause number 5952, in exchange for the defendant's plea of true, the state has agreed to recommend to the court that his probation be adjudicated, that he be sentenced to a period of 3 years with the Correctional Institutions Division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. Payment of any fees and fines owed or currently outstanding to be paid by the defendant, and the state would note that this is to run concurrent with Moore County cause number 5951, the previous mentioned cause number. In addition, the state would note that the defendant has also earned a jail time credit in this case of 425 days.
Mr. Flores, you've heard the district attorney announce a plea agreement. That's a plea agreement that you reached with him?
I was under the impression that the paper said 400, or my attorney told me 452 days credited.
There's 425 on the paperwork.
It's 425, I misspoke. 425 days credit.
Okay. I was just curious because that 452 is what you said, and then 425 is before the signature.
I misspoke. Apology.
I understand.
Right, sir, other than that discrepancy that's been cleared up, is that the plea agreement that you reached with the district attorney's office?
I'm a little confused because what we talked about was that, but we had discussed the plea agreement, yes. But yes, I'm okay with I'm okay. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Flores, I will follow the recommendation of the district attorney's office. And in case number 5951, I find you guilty of the offense of possession of a controlled substance. I revoke your deferred adjudication, and I sentence you to serve 16 months in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice State Jail Division. I also order that you pay any outstanding, any fines, fees, and court costs that you that are still owing from the original deferred adjudication in this case. And I note that you have 425 days jail time credit. In case number 5952, I find you guilty of the offense of possession of a controlled substance in penalty group 1, and I sentence you to serve 3 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice Institutional Division, thereby, of course, revoking your deferred adjudication. I order once again that any outstanding fines, fees, and court costs are still owed, anything that was owed when you were originally placed on deferred adjudication. I note that you have 425 days jail time credit, and that the sentences in number 4951 and 4952 will run concurrently. Anything further from the state?
Nothing further.
Anything further from the defense? But Mr. Flores, have you been satisfied with your representation by Mr. Seeloff?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Has he done everything that you've asked him to do?
Yes, ma'am. To the best visibility.
All right, thank you, sir. At this time, Mr. Flores, I will remand you. No, you're in the Dallam County Jail. Oh, and let me ask you, I know that you've signed off on this in your paperwork, but Mr. Flores, do you agree to hearing this plea by Zoom and not in person?
Yes, ma'am, I'm okay with that. I agree.
All right. Then I will remand you to the custody of the Moore County Sheriff's Office to begin serving your sentence. And Mr. Flores, I'll just wish you the best of luck, and I hope things go better for you, both for the next couple of years and for when you're released.
Ma'am, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And let's see, Mr. Seeloff, you need to sign this regarding the fact that we're hearing this by Zoom.
Okay, Mr. Flores, if you would ask the bailiff there,
And
to
also this one.
step around and let me talk to them for,
Oh, it's not, okay, it's the attorney for the state that needs to sign.
we're through with you, Mr. Flores, and we're ready for Mr. Lario Samaj.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Does Mr. Larios need an interpreter? Yes. Does he need an interpreter?
No, this is for all.
We need to get Dallas County done.
Okay, now I've gotten this mixed up. Because they do not have page numbers. Is that what you were going through, Dan? 51, judgment. And good on that.
Is it Mario's the next one?
Yes, we need, Mr. Lario Samaj,
Okay, yes, good question.
All right, okay.
Sebastian, yeah. Thank you.
Turn around and let me encircle.
Can he just call in?
Yeah, you can call him.
Yeah, if you just use your phone and just call
I'm at
him.
work.
Can I take these?
Please, take these and those.
Hey, Sarah, we can just need my, okay? Okay. Just go to the party. His cousin was 5 years there too. And
They'll be on in just a minute.
See ya.
Just a minute, Mr. Samaj will be with you. Mr. Sebastian Larios Samaj.
Okay.
Mr. Larios Samaj, can you hear me?
Sí,
Señor Lario Samaj. Yes.
sí, soy yo.
Yes. Yes.
Sí, soy yo, Sebastián Larios.
Mande, hable más recio.
No.
¿Me escucha, señor Samaj?
Sí.
Ok.
señor.
Hable recio, para escucharlo.
Ok.
Okay.
Good morning, sir. For the record, are you Sebastian Larios Samaj?
¿Usted es Sebastián Lario Samaj?
Sí, soy yo, Sebastián Larios Somos.
Yes, that's me.
Sir, you have been charged, and let me call your case officially for the record. I'm calling case number 5002, the state of Texas versus Sebastian Larios Samaj. Is the state ready?
State's ready, Your Honor.
And is defense ready to proceed?
Right.
Right, Mr. Larios Samaj, you have been charged in this case with prohibited substance or item in a correctional facility.
Señor Lario Samaj, usted ha sido acusado de traer sustancia controlada prohibida a una facilidad.
Sí,
That is a third degree felony.
Esa es una felonía de tercer grado.
ok.
That is punishable by imprisonment for not less than 2 years and not more than 10.
El alcance de castigo por esta acusación es no menos de 2 años y no más de 10 años en la prisión.
Ok.
In addition, the court can order you to pay a fine not more than $10,000.
En adición, la corte le puede dar una multa que no exceda $10,000.
Ok.
You have been charged with this by a document called an indictment.
Usted ha sido acusado de esta acusación con una acusación formal.
Do you want that document? Do you understand what you're charged with?
¿Quiere que se lea la acusación o usted entiende la acusación contra usted?
Sí.
¿Entiende de qué te acusan? Yes,
Sí.
I understand.
Sir, are you a U.S. citizen?
¿Eres ciudadano de los Estados Unidos?
¿Ciudadanos? No.
No.
Do you understand if you plead guilty to this charge, you can be deported?
¿Entiendes que si te declaras culpable te pueden deportar?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you also understand that if you're not deported, a guilty plea can keep you from becoming a citizen?
¿Entiendes también que si no te deportan, una declaración de culpable puede resultar en tu deportación?
Ok.
Yes, okay.
In that case, sir, I'll ask you how you plead to this, guilty or not guilty.
¿Cómo te declaras a la acusación? ¿Culpable o no culpable?
Culpable.
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty, plea and voluntarily?
Te declaras culpable libremente y voluntariamente. Yes.
Claramente.
Has anyone threatened you in any way to get you to make this plea?
¿Alguien te amenazó para que te declararas culpable?
No, señor, no.
No, sir.
Mr. Larios Samaj, I have in front of me a document called a felony plea of guilty waiver stipulation and judicial confession.
Señor Samaj, tengo delante de mí un documento que es una felonía, declaración de culpable, renuncia a estipulaciones y una confesión judicial.
Ok.
Have you gone over the document with your attorney?
¿Tú repasaste estos documentos con tu abogado?
Sí.
Yes.
Mr. Seymour, could you show him that? Mr. Lario Samaj, is that your signature in the document?
Señor Samash, ¿esa es su firma en ese documento?
Sí,
Yes.
Sir, by signing this, are you telling me that you believe you understand what's in this document?
Firmándome este documento, me estás diciendo que entiendes lo que contiene este documento.
sí, documento.
Yes.
Do you believe you understand the consequences of pleading guilty today?
Y sabes las consecuencias de hoy, de este día.
Sí,
Yes.
Do you understand that you're giving up your right to a jury trial?
¿Entiendes que estás renunciando a tu derecho para tener una audiencia con un jurado?
sí,
¿Entiendes? Yes.
Do you understand that you're telling me all of the evidence the state has against you is true?
¿Entiendes que me estás diciendo que todas las evidencias que el Estado tiene son verdaderas?
sí.
Yes.
And sir, have you ever suffered from or been diagnosed with any kind of a mental disability that would keep you from understanding what's going on in court today?
¿Nunca has sido tratado por problemas mentales?
No. No.
No.
All right, and finally, sir, we're having this hearing obviously by Zoom. Do you agree to having this hearing by Zoom?
Estamos teniendo esta herencia por teléfono. ¿Estás de acuerdo?
Sí,
Yes.
Mr. Seymour, have you consulted with your client and advised him of his rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe him to be mentally ill?
Yes, I do.
And do you approve of him signing these stipulations before the court today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Does the state concur?
State concurs, Your Honor.
Mr. Lario Samaj, I will approve these stipulations and I will enter them into the court's record as State's Exhibit Number 1.
Señor Samax, voy a aceptar estas y voy a someter estos archivos en los hechos de la Corte número 1.
okay.
Mr. Cook, do you agree in this case?
There is, Your Honor.
Hay un acuerdo en tu caso.
In exchange for the defendant's plea of guilty,
En cambio de tu declaración de culpable,
the state has agreed to recommend to the
el Estado está de acuerdo en recomendarle al juez
that the defendant be placed on deferred adjudication,
Sí,
community supervision
que seas puesto en prueba condicional o en probation
for a period of 4 years,
por un tiempo de 4 años,
a
Sí.
fine in the amount of
sí, señor.
$1,500 assessed against the defendant,
una multa de $1,500,
Ajá.
payment of any court fees as reflected in the bill of costs attached to the judgment,
y los costos que se reflejan en el juicio,
payment of $180 to the Texas Department of Public Safety,
un pago de $180 que se paga el Departamento de Seguridad,
and that payment is for restitution. That's all, Your Honor.
y ese es de restitución, y es todo.
Okay.
Mr. Lario Samaj, you've heard the Assistant District Attorney state a plea agreement.
Señor Samás, ¿has escuchado al fiscal del Estado anunciar el acuerdo?
Sí,
Is that the agreement that you reached with him?
Ese es el acuerdo que usted hizo con él.
sí,
Yes.
Do you agree, Mr. Seymour? Yes, sir. Mr. Mario Samaj, I will follow the recommendation of the District Attorney's Office.
Señor Lario Samás, voy a seguir la recomendación del fiscal del Estado
And I will not find you guilty of this offense today.
y no te voy a hallar culpable de esta ofensa hoy.
Instead, I will place you on probation for 4 years.
Pero te voy a poner en probation o en prueba condicional por 4 años.
ok,
And
gracias.
as long
Okay,
as
thank you.
follow all of probation rules for 4 years,
Mientras que tú sigas todos los reglamentos de probation por 4 años,
This case will be
Ok,
dismissed.
está bien, gracias.
se va a retirar.
However, if you don't follow probation's rules,
Pero si no sigues los reglamentos de probation
and the state can prove that,
y el Estado puede probarlo,
then I can sentence you to anything up to 10 years in prison.
yo te puedo sentenciar a la prisión por un tiempo hasta 10 años.
You understand that?
¿Entiendes?
Sí, entiendo, sí.
Yes, I understand.
So I also order that you pay a $1,500 fine
Voy a ordenar que pagues una multa de $1,500
and restitution in the amount of $180.
y restitución en la cantidad de $180.
Ok,
Do
Gaby.
you have any questions
Thank you.
about this order?
¿Tienes preguntas?
No, solamente.
No.
Sir, have you been satisfied with your representation by Mr. Seelock?
¿Estás satisfecho con la representación de tu abogado?
Sí,
Yes.
Has he done everything you've asked him to do?
Él hizo todo lo que usted le pidió que hiciera.
sí.
Yes.
Thank you. Is there anything further from the state?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Anything further from the defense?
Thank you.
Right, Mr. Lario Samaj,
Señor Lario Samash,
Ah, sí.
one of the probation officers will come to the jail to meet with you.
uno de los oficiales de probation van a ir a la cárcel a hablar con usted.
Sí, está bien.
And the probation
Yes.
officer will go over all of the rules with you.
Y el oficial va a repasar todos los reglamentos con usted.
Sí,
Please ask any questions you might have.
Hágale todas las preguntas que usted tenga al oficial de probation.
ok.
Right, Mr. Samaj, you may be excused. Best wishes.
Señor Samash, ¿puedes retirarte?
Ok.
Ok.
Thank you, Charlie.
Gracias.
Thank you. You'll have a good day.
You too.
I can, you need help?
Listo. Wait.
Okay, they're in Dallam County. We don't have any more hearings, for inmates in Dallam County, so we're gonna log you off, okay? Thank you. Nope.
Morelli, do you know who will be meeting with him? Okay, well, good, because there is one page, well, and I'll let Mr. Seahawk handle this.